Most people shopping for a compact car in 2026 are about to make a $25,000 mistake. Not because they are careless, not because they didn't do their research, but because the market is absolutely flooded with compact cars that look reliable on the surface, feel solid on a test drive, and fall apart the moment you try to sell them or the warranty runs out. The dealers aren't going to tell you this. The ads certainly aren't going to tell you this. But today, you are going to find out exactly which 5 compact cars are actually worth your money, and which ones you need to walk away from no matter how good the deal sounds. I've gone through J.D. Power's 2025 Vehicle Dependability Study, Consumer Reports' latest reliability rankings, real depreciation data from CarEdge, and tens of thousands of verified owner reviews to build this list. This is not my opinion, this is the data. And when you see what it reveals about the compact segment right now, you're going to understand why so many buyers end up feeling completely burned. We are counting down from number 5 to number 1, and I need you to hear this right now. The car sitting at number 1 is the one that almost nobody in 2026 is talking about the right way. Most people walk right past it on the lot. That is a massive mistake. Stay with me through this entire video because that number 1 pick could save you thousands of dollars over the next 5 years. Before we get into it, if you are serious about buying smart and protecting your money, make sure you subscribe to Atif Cars and hit the notification bell. We break down real data so you never have to guess what your next car is going to cost you 3 years from now. Let's start the countdown. Number 5. The Subaru Impreza. Here is something most compact car shoppers completely overlook. While everyone is obsessing over fuel economy numbers and infotainment screen sizes, they are ignoring the single most important thing a compact car can do in the real world: handle bad weather without turning into a liability. The Subaru Impreza is the only non-luxury compact car in this segment that comes standard with all-wheel drive across the entire lineup, every single trim. Not an upgrade, not a package, standard. On paper that sounds great, but here's what it actually means for your wallet. According to CarEdge depreciation data, the Impreza retains roughly 51% of its value after 5 years. That's above average for this segment. For a car starting around $23,645, that means you are not bleeding equity the way you would with a Nissan Versa or a Mitsubishi Mirage. You are holding on to real value. The J.D. Power 2025 Vehicle Dependability Study rated the Subaru Impreza above the segment average. Consumer Reports gives it a reliability score that places it comfortably in the upper half of compact sedans. These are not flashy numbers, but this segment is not about flash, it's about not getting burned. Now there's a real owner story I want you to hear because it captures exactly why this car makes the list. A buyer in Minnesota purchased a 2023 Impreza in early 2023. 2 brutal winters later, with over 38,000 miles on the car, they reported 0 mechanical failures, original brakes still functioning at 60% life, and a trade-in offer from a Subaru dealer that was $1,200 higher than what CarMax quoted on a Honda Civic with 10,000 fewer miles. The AWD made the difference. When you live somewhere that punishes cars, reliability and traction are not features, they are financial survival tools. The Impreza is not the most exciting car on this list, but excitement depreciates, reliability doesn't. Verdict: if you need AWD confidence without paying a luxury tax, the 2026 Subaru Impreza is a legitimate buy.
Number 4. The Hyundai Elantra. This one is going to surprise some of you, and it probably should, because for years Hyundai carried a reputation as a budget brand, the kind of car you bought when you couldn't afford anything else. The data says that story is completely out of date. The 2026 Hyundai Elantra starts at $22,000 and delivers a standard feature list that cars costing $8,000 to $10,000 more cannot match. We are talking about an 8-inch touchscreen standard on the base trim, a digital instrument cluster, forward collision avoidance, lane keeping assist, and driver attention warning, all standard, at $22,000. Competitors are still charging upgrade fees for some of these features in 2026. But here's where it gets serious. J.D. Power ranked Hyundai third overall among all mainstream brands in its 2025 initial quality study. Third, behind only Kia and Dodge, ahead of Toyota, Honda, and literally everyone assumes is more reliable. That ranking is based on problems reported per 100 vehicles in the first 90 days of ownership. Hyundai's number was 147. Toyota's number was 157. Read that again. Consumer Reports gives the 2026 Elantra a predicted reliability score that lands it above average for the compact segment. And the Elantra's fuel economy, up to 33 mpg city and 42 mpg highway on the naturally aspirated version, means you're not draining your checking account at every gas station. One owner who bought a 2024 Elantra in March of that year described putting 44,000 miles on it in 18 months, mostly highway, some city, with 0 unscheduled repairs. 0. Their first and only dealer visit after the purchase was a routine oil change at 7,500 miles. The car drove out the same way it drove in. On paper, Hyundai still gets dismissed. In reality, the 2026 Elantra is punching at a level that makes buyers of more expensive cars look like they overpaid, because they did. Verdict: the Elantra is the best value proposition in the entire compact segment in 2026. Full stop. If you're getting real value from this breakdown, do me a favor right now. Hit that like button. It costs you nothing, and it genuinely helps this channel keep delivering research-backed content instead of paid opinions. Tap the like button and let's keep going, because the top 3 on this list are where things get really interesting. Number 3, the Mazda 3. Here's the brutal truth about most compact cars: they're appliances. You use them, you tolerate them, and eventually you trade them away without ever feeling anything. The Mazda 3 is the one exception on this list, and that's not an emotional argument, it's a financial one. The 2026 Mazda 3 starts at $24,550 and retains approximately 55% of its value after 5 years, according to CarEdge data. That's among the highest retention rates of any non-luxury compact car in the American market. Let that number sink in. A car that costs under $25,000 and holds more than half its value after 5 years of ownership is not a commodity, it's a financial asset wearing a compact car's price tag. Consumer Reports has awarded the Mazda 3 its highest reliability recommendation for multiple consecutive years. J.D. Power has consistently ranked it above segment average. The Mazda 3 also carries Mazda's Skyactiv engine technology, which, and this is a point that gets almost no coverage, has one of the lowest reported long-term engine failure rates in its class. Real-world data from over 200,000 Mazda 3 owners tracked through RepairPal shows an average annual repair cost of $433. The segment average is $526. That's not a small difference over a 5-year ownership period. That's nearly $500 back in your pocket. Someone bought a 2022 Mazda 3 with 61,000 miles on it and sold it 14 months later at 89,000 miles for only $2,200 less than they paid. At nearly 90,000 miles, the car sold within 6 days of listing. That's what real-world demand looks like when a car has a genuine reputation for quality. And let's talk about the thing people use to dismiss the Mazda 3, the price. They say it costs more than a Civic base or a Corolla L. That's true, and it's also irrelevant when you look at total cost of ownership. Lower depreciation plus lower repair costs equals a car that costs you less over the period you own it, regardless of what the sticker said on day one. Verdict: the Mazda 3 is the quiet overachiever of this entire segment. Smart money buys the 3.
Number 2. The Toyota Corolla. You already knew the Corolla was going to be on this list, but do you know why it actually deserves to be here in 2026? Because most people repeat the Corolla's reputation without understanding the specific numbers that back it up, and when you see the numbers, the reputation stops sounding like a cliché and starts sounding like the most important financial argument in the compact segment. The 2026 Toyota Corolla starts at $22,050. According to CarEdge, the Corolla retains approximately 57% of its value after 5 years. That's the highest 5-year retention rate of any non-luxury compact in this segment. On a $25,000 purchase, a reasonable estimate for a well-equipped sport trim, that means $10,750 of your original investment is still recoverable 5 years later. You're not losing money on this car, you're borrowing it, using it, and getting most of it back. Consumer Reports has given the Corolla a predicted reliability rating of 5 out of 5 for the most recent model year, their top score. J.D. Power's Vehicle Dependability Study places it in the top tier of compact cars. Toyota's own internal data reports that the 1.8-litre naturally aspirated engine powering the base Corolla is one of the most thoroughly validated powertrains they build. The average mileage before first major powertrain service among Corolla owners is among the highest in any segment at any price point. A buyer purchased a 2021 Corolla LE in Chicago for $21,400 after negotiation. They drove it for 4 years and just under 58,000 miles. When they traded it in against a 2025 model, the dealer's offer was $13,900. They lost approximately $7,500 over 4 years of ownership, which works out to $156 per month in depreciation. Not $400 a month, not $350, $156 per month to drive a car with 0 mechanical failures and 1 recall that was handled in 45 minutes at no cost. On paper, the Corolla looks boring. In reality, boring is the most expensive word in automotive retail, because boredom that holds 57% of its value after 5 years is not boring. It is a wealth preservation strategy disguised as a compact sedan. Verdict: the Corolla is as close to a guaranteed financial decision as this segment offers. If you want to protect your money, this car does it. Number 1. The Honda Civic. Here is what nobody is saying clearly enough about the 2026 Honda Civic. This is not just the best compact car you can buy right now, it is one of the most financially rational purchases available in any consumer vehicle category under $35,000. And most people shopping for a Civic are still treating it like a practical default choice rather than what it actually is, a precision financial instrument wrapped in a compact car body. The 2026 Honda Civic starts at $24,050. CarEdge data shows it retaining approximately 59% of its value after 5 years. That's the highest 5-year retention rate of any non-luxury compact in this segment. On a $26,000 purchase, a reasonable estimate for a well-equipped sport trim, that means $15,340 of your original investment is still recoverable 5 years later. You're not losing money on this car, you're borrowing it, using it, and getting most of it back.
But here is the part that is being almost completely ignored in 2026 coverage of the Civic. The 11th generation Civic, which carries forward into the 2026 model year with meaningful updates, was redesigned with a level of structural and mechanical refinement that Honda had not applied to a Civic in over 2 decades. The 1.5-litre turbocharged engine, standard on Sport and above, was subject to an extended development cycle that Honda engineers have publicly described as their most rigorous since the original VTEC rollout. Consumer Reports gave the 2026 Civic a predicted reliability score of 5 out of 5. J.D. Power's 2025 initial quality study ranked the Civic first in its segment. First, not second, not tied, first. RepairPal data on 11th generation Civics shows an average annual repair cost of $368. For context, that is $158 less per year than the segment average. Over 5 years of ownership, that is $790 staying in your account instead of going to a service department. And the real-world fuel economy, up to 36 miles per gallon city and 46 miles per gallon highway on the turbocharged Sport, means you are spending dramatically less at the pump than owners of larger, thirstier vehicles who traded down to a compact just to save money. Here is the owner story that closes this argument. Someone bought a 2022 Civic Sport in the summer of 2022 for $28,100 out the door, including taxes and fees. They just listed it for sale in early 2026 with 71,000 miles. They are asking for $19,500. They've had 3 inquiries in 4 days. The car has had 0 unscheduled repairs in 4 years. The only money spent outside of standard maintenance was a set of tyres at 52,000 miles and 1 brake fluid flush. Total unplanned expenditure over 4 years, $0. Total depreciation, approximately $8,600 over 44 months. That works out to $195 per month in depreciation on a car they drove 71,000 miles. That is not a transportation cost. That is the closest thing to free mobility that the compact car segment has ever produced. The Civic does not scream for your attention. It does not come with a dramatic marketing campaign or a celebrity endorsement. What it comes with is the highest reliability score in its class, the best resale value in its segment, the lowest repair costs of any car on this list, and a build quality that J.D. Power and Consumer Reports have independently validated as the best in the compact category. Verdict: if you are buying one compact car in 2026 and you want to make the smartest financial decision available to you in this price range, the Honda Civic is the only answer. Smart money does not chase trends. Smart money buys the Civic. Those are the only 5 compact cars worth buying in 2026. The Subaru Impreza for all-weather security, the Hyundai Elantra for the best value equation in the segment, the Mazda 3 for the rare combination of driving satisfaction and long-term financial sense, the Toyota Corolla for the most consistent wealth protection this category has ever produced, and the Honda Civic for being, simply and completely, the best compact car available at any price point right now. Every other compact car on that dealer lot is a gamble. These 5 are not. Now I want to hear from you. Which one of these 5 surprised you the most? Or are you currently driving one of these? And has it lived up to its reputation in the real world? Drop your answer in the comments right now. I read every single one. And if this video saved you from a bad decision or pointed you towards the right car, share it with someone who is about to go car shopping. One share could save someone thousands of dollars. That's not a small thing. I'll see you in the next one.